Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of Season 1 of MIT Vishwashanti Gurukul's podcast, Abhivyakti Reflections Beyond Horizons. I'm Aparna Sharma.
And I'm Kashish Khattar.
And we are the hosts of today's episode. At MIT Vishwashanti Gurukul, we are deeply rooted in the values of global consciousness, ethical development, and holistic learning, fostering a culture that encourages both academic excellence and personal growth.
In today's episode, I'm delighted to have President Stephen Corey of the University of Olivet with us today as our special guest. The University of Olivet was established in 1844 and focuses on fostering community, ethical leadership, and inclusivity. Thank you, Mr. Corey, for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So to start, we would like to get to know you better. So what would you say was a pivotal moment for you in your approach as the president?
Yeah, I try to be driven by students. And so I can remember early on when I first became president and getting to meet students at the university and hearing their stories. I think that when you are committed to relationship-based education, as we are, and I have a sense that you are here at MIT also, you really have to get to know people. You really have to hear their story and then meet them where they are. And that drives me in many ways as a president and as an educator.
What would you say that campus life is like, and what would you describe your campus culture?
Yeah, our campus is about 1,000 students, so it's small and intimate, very much like you would be used to here. 85% of our students live on campus. Over 90% of our students are engaged in deep immersive activities outside of their classroom experience. So they're living and learning in a small, intimate community. We're rated in the top 10% in the country across colleges and universities for students who are able to say, my faculty know me as a person, not just as a student in their class. And their other students also know me as a person, not just another student in a class. And so you can get a little sense of what the environment might be like living and learning and engaging and developing in a community like that.
So recently, the university and Gurukul have come to a partnership that promises great progress and growth for both institutions. A lot of our students are really excited about the insurance and risk management programs that you have to offer. Could you tell us a little bit more about what that entails?
Yeah, well, I think the first is to say a little something about insurance. And we certainly see this with our students in the US. And I think this is the case for many students around the globe. Insurance doesn't sound very exciting. You know, it's not like global finance. It's not, for some reason, there are some other areas of study and career that seem more exciting. But when you begin to think about it, insurance is one of those products, it's one of those areas of study that provides help when people need it most. Certainly medicine would be a good example of that, right? And when it comes to your health, or psychology and mental health counseling that help people in terms of their mental health. But when you're talking about financial health and you have something unexpected, or you have a serious event in your life that causes a significant expense, to be able to spread that risk across a broad group of people through insurance can really make a difference between being in a crisis that you can't figure out how to get out of and having the help that you need at the time you need it. And so that sort of giving environment is important to the values of Olivet, and is one of the reasons why we're committed to insurance education, is identifying students who would like to be in a helping career, engaged in financial services through insurance. And we're pleased to be one of the top programs doing that.
I think the way you started off about describing insurance and how you kind of connected it to medicine, I think they're both actually really good examples of industries that will always be needed, especially in the United States. Insurance is a huge factor. And there are also things that no matter whether you're in a recession, especially in a recession, you would need insurance. But no matter how the economy is doing, it's something that will always be relevant and always be needed. And I think we don't always factor in things like that when we're considering what we need for students.
Yes, true.
As a person who's hoping to pursue finance later in life, I think that's really inspiring. So thank you for that. We've also heard a lot about the University of Olivet's accredited program about dual enrollment. So if you could tell us a little bit more about that and what that would mean for students.
Yeah, so let's talk about what is dual enrollment first of all. So in the United States, we use the term dual enrollment to describe students who are in high school who are also taking college classes, often through their high school. And so we're bringing that model here to MIT to be able to offer a select array of university courses to students here at MIT. We're still working out the details of what would be the right courses. Some of them will be in the insurance area, but which would be the right courses to be delivering here will be something that you and your faculty will help to determine. The other part of the agreement that we have with your school is to evaluate your IB curriculum. These are the courses that you're taking anyway as part of your course of study, and there are a number of those courses that we will be able to evaluate and then say, if you come to Olivet as a student, we will give you university credit for some of those advanced courses that you've already taken in your IB course of study. As you know, they're quite strong, they're well recognized, and will offer you university credit for those particular courses.
Also, could you, in the same way, speak about your accelerated programs and what that would mean for coming into Gurukul?
Yeah, I think that many families and students are concerned about the cost.
Yeah.
The cost. And the cost is a function of a whole variety of things, including how long will it take. It's one thing to say it'll cost so much for this year and so much for another year, but how many years can make a real difference in terms of the total cost. So accelerated programs are something we found to be quite attractive for our US students, and we're making that available. So if you can get, say, a whole year worth of college or university credit while you're still in high school, that's 1 year you won't have to take after high school. And so you could get a 4-year degree in a 3-year period. We also do the same thing on the back end for master's programs. So for successful students in the latter parts, say your third or fourth year, you can begin taking graduate courses in the same way that you did when you were in high school, taking university courses. You could begin taking master's level courses. If you're interested in going on, say if you're studying insurance or business, maybe you want to be in the MBA program. So you could actually start your MBA before you finish your bachelor's degree.
So while the university is infamous, of course, for their insurance and risk management programs, how does the dual enrollment program sort of apply to the other fields that you offer, such as humanities or sciences?
Yes, we have a broad array of other programs. So you're right, we have been talking a lot about business and insurance and risk management, and it is a strong program, but we have programs in nursing, we have programs in psychology, we have programs in the arts and in music and in the sciences and mathematics and others. So those credits that you'll be earning in your IB will apply for those programs as well. And we have some accelerated graduate programs in those programs also.
I think a lot of the students here would appreciate that, especially if they have diverse interests. So thank you for that.
So apart from all these questions, we'd like to know more about you.
I'm fascinating.
Yeah, you are. So we heard that you like biking. Tell us some more about that.
Yeah, I was a runner for a long time when I was younger. I ran cross country and track, and then got into cycling. And I like I won't say all kinds of cycling, but I ride on the road some, and I'm a mountain biker. And I've gotten into, I don't know if you're familiar with cycling. I know you're a triathlete, but I also do a lot of gravel riding, where it's off pavement riding and racing. And I have scars to prove it.
Oh, do you ever travel for the mountain biking stuff like that?
I do some around the U.S. and I've done some cycling in other countries just for fun.
Is this your first time in India?
This is my second time in India. I was here a little over a year ago, and just really enjoying getting to know this country and some of the communities. This is my first time to Pune, and but it won't be my last time. I'm looking forward to coming back.
What do you think is the most enticing part about India, and how's your experience been?
My experience has been fantastic. The people have been wonderful. You all are wonderful. I'm enjoying getting to know you. But we've met with dozens and dozens of potential partners, and some who are becoming actual partners. And the shared values that we have, caring and attention to helping those who need an opportunity to make a difference in their own lives and the lives of their families and communities through education is really something that, as someone who cares about that deeply myself, it's wonderful to meet others who have the same values and same commitments. And I've really found that to be strong here in India.
Most importantly, what did you think about the food?
I love it. Of course, I like to eat Indian food in the United States, but it's nice to have Indian food in India. And I always try something a little different each time. And but I like the meats and the spices and the rice.
Also, would you say you have a good spice tolerance? Because I would say there's like a stereotype for.
I'm afraid to say yes, because then you're going to test me. But I think that I have an okay spice tolerance, and I lived in the southwest part of the United States for quite a while.
Oh,
so Mexican and Latin foods that are spicy is something I really like too. But I don't know, Indian food can take it to the next level.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today, President Коврий, and we are so excited for the shared benefits that Gurukul and the university will have so far.
And lastly, of course, I'd like to thank our audience for listening. Stay curious and stay tuned to Abhivyakti, Reflections Beyond Horizons.